to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with the Tech Diva Weekly. I'm here with my co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We always have TJ on Fridays because we're talking tech and English, and she's part of our interpretation team. How you doing, TJ?
I'm good. How are you, ladies? Happy
I'm good.
Friday.
Happy Friday. She's here all the way from New York City. And so we
Mm-hmm.
invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the chat. If you're watching on the replay, we do monitor that, so we will get back to you as soon as possible. With that, we're going to get started. Hey, what's happening this week in tech history, Fran?
Hello. Okay.
Hey.
So, August 26, 1938, radio station WQXR in New York City broadcasts a program using a tape recorder for the first time. The tape recorder used was the Phillips Miller recording system, also known as Miller tape, invented by James Arthur Miller.
Gives new meaning to Miller time? No. Okay.
Okay.
different different Miller. Okay.
Different type of Miller. The city of Fairbanks, Alaska, connected to what was at the time the world's largest battery backup, designed to help prevent serious blackouts that plague the city every 2 to 3 years. The
Mm-hmm.
batteries could provide power to the city for a few minutes, enough time to start up the city's backup diesel generators. The battery contains 13,760 cells covering more than 10,000 square feet. It was reported that in the first 2 years of operation, the battery system prevented at least 81 power failures. Okay, it's huge. It looks like Walmart. Let me see.
Wow. That's a battery?
Battery
Wow.
backup.
And they complain about solar.
Wow.
That was August 27, 2003. And I'm thinking, boy, that was a lot. Okay, Snow Leopard was released by Apple August 28, 2009. And that Apple releases Mac OS 10.6 Snow Leopard for their Macintosh computers. Snow Leopard was an important release as it was the first to drop support for the PowerPC based Macs. So after that, you're not going to get support if you had anything prior to that. And the focus optimization for the Intel processor based Macs, the networking protocol that Apple had used since the 1980s. Apple Talk was also discontinued in Snow Leopard. Apple Talk was the first true plug and play networking protocol during its heyday in the late 80s. Apple Talk was the most widely used networking protocol in the world. TJ
Mm.
may be able to interpret that because
I
we
have no
really
idea
don't
what
care,
Apple Talk is.
and we didn't
Apple Talk,
care.
I'm trying to remember.
We don't because we don't use it,
Right.
so it's just like
Yeah, that's what I was like, yeah.
we don't care. August 29th, 1831, English scientist Michael Faraday discovers electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction is the primary principle behind electric motors and electric generators, two very important inventions that power and drive our electronic technology of today.
So we might want to care about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He discovered electromagnetic induction. That was 1831. So he wasn't out in the Wild West shooting up stuff. He was over there. Okay.
In the lab.
Mm-hmm. The geeks were still doing stuff back in the day. We just didn't know it. Okay, August 30, 1969, the first interface message processor, IMP, is delivered to the
Mm,
Leonard Kleinrock's research group at UCLA. The IMP was the device that would interconnect networks between research facilities on the developing ARPANET, the precursor to the internet. As a packet switching device, the IMP can be considered the first generation of what we now call network routers. The second IMP was delivered to sorry, the Stanford Research Institute on October 1st, 1969, and the first message between the two IMPs was sent October 29th, 1969, which is now considered the first message ever sent on the internet. And this is a picture of that.
is it big enough? Okay.
How about having that for a text message? Okay. And that is your week in tech history.
Now Carlos had some comments to some of the stories. So
Oh, okay.
did you see it?
Okay.
Yes.
We haven't hung out. Okay, good morning. It allowed sharing of the files between
I
computers.
think that was the Apple talk
Apple
he was
Talk.
saying. Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
TJ, you have control, so you can put stuff up too.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so he said it allowed sharing of files between computers. And then he was saying PowerPC were processors made by Motorola.
Uh,
And then the last one, going to Intel, they were also able to install Windows on a Mac. Yeah, so it was
Mm-hmm.
we're able to put a copy of Windows on your Mac.
And you can
Okay.
still do that. I think they still have the whole thing,
Yeah,
but why? Okay, shut up, friend. Why would we want to do this?
Well, if
Hmm.
we're talking about Apple, there was an article in The Verge about Apple and them up in their privacy. You can now toggle your privacy on and off as far as, your messages so they're not stored or monitored by humans.
right.
And so that's good news,
Yeah.
which they say puts them ahead of some of the other competition as far as privacy is concerned. And then the other thing is that Apple is launching their streaming network in November, and they say, according to this, that they only have 5 shows. And I thought that was interesting. But they are going to have some content from Disney and some other sources.
Hmm.
However, Disney is launching their network at the same time. This should be an interesting,
November?
well, around the same. I don't know. Yes, Disney's supposed to be launching around the same time, and they have more information. Their content is going to cost $12.99, and allegedly, according to Bloomberg, Apple's is going to cost $9.99. But Apple hasn't said anything. But then Apple never does.
Well, and I think when Tachi gets in, she's going to
Give us more
give us
information.
more.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I have a question for you
Hmm.
and TJ.
Yeah.
How's the thing with the Apple Card? I haven't signed up yet.
Oh,
Haven't
um,
used it.
mine says it's on its way, and it's in the
Well,
mail
you
to
can
my
also, but you also have it on your
on
phone.
my
It
phone. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
it should be
used it
on your
yet.
phone. I haven't used it. I haven't.
Yeah, it is. It's loaded. It says it's ready for use. Have
and
you
Ready.
tried
so
it?
no, I haven't tried it yet. I have to do that.
I haven't tried it. I just it's there, and I'm like, okay, it's nice. Just haven't gotten around to thinking about. Okay, I want to run out and
What
buy
do I
something.
want to buy something? You know,
Yeah.
Exactly. Also, we're all disciplined. Maybe that's that's
like
good.
so I got a card. So do I need to use
Yeah,
it?
it's
No.
like, no, I don't need to use it yet. I mean,
Mm-mm.
Christmas is coming. I don't know. We
I'm
shall
just
see.
saying.
Yeah.
But it's
So
nice to know it's there. I
Yeah,
can say that.
it's
It
good to
feels good.
have.
Yes, and nice to know.
Haven't used it yet.
Yeah. So
yeah.
those are.
So
Go
go
ahead.
ahead, TJ. Go ahead, Terry.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
was just saying those are the two things I wanted to say about Apple.
Um,
Oh, and Facebook.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
let me say
Wait,
this
wait.
about.
Before you jump into that, Carlos had a comment.
Okay.
He said it has 5 shows. It interacts with HBO and other major channels like cable network, and Apple will be available on all devices like Roku and smart
Roku.
TVs. Okay, good to know.
Okay, so does that mean okay, so it's sort of like buying BritBox. It'll just be another channel
It's
that'll
just
be
gonna be,
loaded.
yeah. If you have Roku, it'll just be one of the square. When you go, it's one of the little
Options.
squares, and when you go to Apple, it'll be little, the little.
Choices. It'll
Yeah,
be
it'll
one
be
of the choices.
one of the choice, one of the little squares to choose from with the remote.
It's
And you
going.
can
All
sign
we
up for
Well,
it.
Apple. It's like it is like it's going to be like Sling,
Hmm.
Acorn,
Hulu, or
Bitmark, Bit
whatever
Yeah,
because
it'll just be one of the, when you go to choose something to watch, like Netflix, the little square, and you just, put the remote
so
on it.
I call those boutique channels. It'll be, so you can sort of
right,
pick
and
your
and
own
still
stuff.
and you still have to have a subscription for it.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I
So
mean.
it,
It'll be
it,
a
it is, and but they did like, okay, it's like Amazon.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Amazon is you have Amazon, but you can get BritBox and CBS and such and such and such and such
Correct.
in your Amazon uh, account.
Right.
So it's
But
the same thing. Apple has it, and you can get CBS and whatever and whatever and whatever in your Apple account.
Right. And if it's one you
gotcha.
have to pay for, when you go to it, it will tell you,
To
it'll say
sign up and pay.
it'll have the price on it. Like in Amazon, there's HBO shows when you go and stars and all that. And when you go to it in the menu, it says, okay, you have to pay whatever the price, 2.99, 3.99, 5.99, whatever it is. And you pay it and you see it.
Okay.
If you don't pay it, you
And
don't
then
see it.
they said Apple, this is TechCrunch, Apple
Hmm.
will unveil the next iPhone September 10th.
Yeah, there's gonna be an Apple event. Yeah.
Did you
Didn't we
say
just get
did you
September
say
10th?
Hmm.
okay. I just asked because they decided to mow the lawn and I'm
Oh, we can't hear that. You're good.
good because I
No, we don't
that,
hear. No, no, we
okay,
don't hear that.
but it's giving me some challenges. So if I ask you to repeat it, it's okay.
Let's see. Terry, can you share this out to the group, please, for whatever reason? Um, I
Me,
know we.
me or Carolina?
I don't care anybody.
Well, it would be you since I'm on an iPad.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Share this.
um. So
Gotcha.
that, yeah, that's really interesting. Let's see. Okay, so what else do we have in the way of news? Could Peloton be the next Apple? Okay, why? Anyway, go ahead.
All
Oh,
right.
I was going to talk about Facebook. Did you want to inject something before I go there, Terry?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say that allegedly, um, Instagram is going to start something called Threads. Now, listen,
Hmm.
it sounds like a what do you call it? A
Reboot.
reheated version of. Do you remember when you used to message and everybody's stuff? You could see everybody's stuff. You sent a message and suddenly you get this thread of answers.
That's like group text that I hate.
And
It's
that's what it
group
sounds
text.
like. And allegedly it's supposed to, not be that because it's just close friends. So you're deciding who's on the text. But
Pat,
I
what you looking?
remember, from the sorority when they would start a text and then suddenly you had all of these messages pinging your phone. Da, da, da. Well, allegedly now you can do that with your close friends. They'll know where you are when you post. They can start talking to you. I'm like, I'm not trying to be that connected. And it just sounds like a throwback to that group texting thing where everybody got to see everybody's answers. And it just, I was like, who signs up for that? To me, you guys are not old enough to remember the party line when you would pick up and everybody could hear your conversation. Girl, that's what this sounds like to me. We're going back to party lines.
Well,
Well,
that's what it is. Group messaging. What this is, I've said it before. Facebook is trying bringing Instagram into Facebook world because there's a lot of things going on. They want to integrate it. They own it. Facebook has a problem with the youth generation that don't want to use it, but they're on Instagram. So Facebook says if I can pull Instagram stuff into Facebook and make it merge it and mix it all up into one thing, it's going to be good for Facebook. That's why
And
the founders left last year and all of the stuff that was happening. It was like a little step here and a step there. They merging all of the messenger apps into one, and they wanted to make it one thing. So this is a part of it.
well,
it,
it just sounded to me like, we're going backwards with this thing, all in the name of quote unquote privacy, because now you're in your little group talking to each other. But just when they decide to call the app the thread, I said I'm done, because
because there are some people who don't want the thread.
mm-mm,
Oh,
no.
Tati,
Hey,
Hey, Touchy, it's so
how are
good to
you?
see you.
Good to see you
good.
too.
Real good, Doc.
Some people don't want to be in a thread. I don't like that
Okay,
conversation where
let's
just
let's 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 see why. This is why I always talk about the Generation Z and the Alpha, and because you have to know millennial everything millennial and lower, younger is driving the market, driving retail, driving advertising, driving social media, whatever they're doing. That's like the hot new thing. So these kids like to use Snapchat because it has the best messaging feature feel to it.
Uh-huh.
When you want to message people in Snapchat, not the taking the video, not the little snaps that you take and everybody sees. The part where it's private direct messaging is way better than Instagram, and they know it. So they're trying to copy Snapchat again because they copy with the stories. So now they're trying to copy the messaging feature, which all of this younger generation, the youth, they love Snapchat because of that,
Mhm.
and also the TikTok we talk about because of that messaging part of it. So, but Snapchat is like the king of it, where they love it because there's so many ways to send somebody a message, and it's really easy and fun.
And allegedly it goes away. You can control how long
No,
they can
no,
view
no,
it.
no. That's the snap. That's
Hmm.
the video or the photo you take that goes away.
Okay.
Talking about the
Mhm.
messenger, and this is two separate things. There's a
Oh,
messaging
okay.
feature in Snapchat that is excellent, bar to none. You slide your finger, you press a finger, and it talks, and it does video, and it does audio messages, it does it does all of that with ease. That's why they love it. They love
Mhm.
Snapchat because of that, not because of the
Okay.
Snapchat got started off on the wrong foot with the kids doing the sexting and the this and the that. So now in
Mhm.
everybody old in everybody 35 and above, or 40 and above, when you say Snapchat, they think, oh, that's the thing where the kids are sending naughty pictures of themselves. They've gotten way beyond that now. It's not, that's like 5 years ago. So that's why
Hmm.
we always had that when Snapchat, that's the kids thing. No, it has a great messaging feature because I have a couple of friends and stuff that I talk to younger than me. I talk to them on Snapchat.
Uh-huh.
We don't do Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat because it's really easy, and there's little it's I don't know how to explain it. It just feels
okay,
different
so
from Instagram.
It's different.
this is we're gonna play in the sandbox. Everybody get your phone and go to Snapchat and let's follow one another and let's see if we can have fun. I like to stir up stuff, so
Okay.
So I mean that's why I always talk about Snapchat because the tech journalists, media, they've all put this Snapchat is dead and bad stamp on Snapchat, and it's not.
I
It's
don't know who told
Hmm.
them that.
hmm?
I don't know who told them that.
But they keep
Uh,
repeating it ad nauseum. I'm sick of hearing it. Anybody that's 45 and up, someone else said that don't listen to the journalists and them saying this, that, and the other. Go and use it yourself. The thing now is TikTok. Go use TikTok and see what's going on there. Yes, there are kids doing crazy, silly stuff. They did that on Facebook when Facebook first came out. They did it was kids, college kids doing crazy, stupid stuff. Instagram, you don't follow them. You go on for the app and the features. You need to go to where the puck is going, not where it is now in business. We need to look ahead to what's going to happen. So there's a whole well, TikTok is full of this and that. Go on there and look at your hashtag for your industry, for your business. See what's in there. Get in on it now. Ignore all the kid stuff. Same thing with Snapchat. Ignore all of that. Look at what the brands are doing. A lot of brands and NBC, some of the media channels are doing doing shows on Snapchat. Like they're putting content there. So you look at that section, not what Kim Kardashian. No, don't do that. And go on, try to get people to follow you on your Snapchat, start some groups, start some this, and look at the messaging feature that's in there. Who's ringing? Sorry.
Okay, I guess I can't change my username, but okay,
You
I'm
can
here.
You can create an account.
No, I have an account. I was just trying to see if I can change my username, but that ain't happening. They were like, no.
Just let that one go. Log out and do another one.
Oh, I'm good. Because I got 212 people over there that I probably don't know, but okay. But I'm there under Call Francine.
So when you go into Snapchat, it automatically goes into a camera feature, but at the bottom left is friends and at the bottom right is discover. That's where you want to go, is discover. You want to see what
I see all my friends.
Right. You see friends, and then you can subscribe to people and brands. I mean, yeah, you think Khaled is there, but you ain't gotta follow him.
Okay, so do I have a
and
I have a picture?
Who would you want to see? Who would you want to see and follow and interact with on Snapchat? Like what brand? Like I would want to see what Cheddar is doing. So I would go to search and type in Cheddar.
Okay, so Tachi, are you Dr. Tachi over there too?
No, I am. What the hell am I? Yeah, I'm just Tachi over there.
Okay, so I'm fine. Oh, I was typing 5 friends I need to discover.
So you have to remember all of these apps. There with Instagram, there's at least 4 places to talk to people. There's 4 separate things, 4 or 5. I've lost count. Snapchat, there's 2 things. There's the snap side of it with your friends. You can snap pictures and video and it disappears. Then there's the second part with the messaging where you get to interact and talk with them in several different ways that are really easy. You can call, you can text, you can send bit emojis, you can send video, audio.
Okay, I'm still looking for Tachi. So
see, and that's the part that's hard with Snap. This is the part that the youth love, but we hate. Hard to find people.
Yeah, the search and discovery. Oh, I'm sorry. So my name on there is Tachi, but my actual username is Tachiada. TACHIADA.
Okay. I just added you.
Yep, and I just added you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And Fran, you are called Francine?
Yes, but I don't think I have an avatar because I'm not.
I don't have an avatar either.
Terralina has an avatar.
I do.
Yeah, because you came in. Yeah, you had somebody with a ponytail.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it says so you don't have an avatar and it says call Fran, one word.
Call Francine.
It's called Francine.
I see a call Fran.
No, I have call Francine.
And then I see a call Fran says at Gmail and it says
okay, call Francine at Gmail, FRANCINE. FRANCINE at Gmail is my, and why my email is up there is
you can go in the settings and you can change the way your name is displayed. You can't change your username, but you can. So there's Terralina there. I see you. So I'm gonna go in, add. Okay. I got somebody fill the snap.
Okay, see, Tachi has a afro and a thing, so
yes.
Okay, I just added you because there's somebody else, Tachiata Cho. Oh, there's Pat from Skywriter.
Durham Skywriter.
Okay, so I'm making a group. There's Pat, yeah, Durham
And
Skywriter.
Pat just added me as a friend, and I accepted. See, rather than me searching, since you all are doing the work, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait till you send me a request.
Yes, it's like, okay, because I want to understand how to communicate using the thing. You know what I'm saying? So we might as well learn.
Absolutely.
Say, so, okay, I wondered if they went to my friends now. Terralina sent a new chat with a picture. Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
I didn't put a
I see you typing an avatar up yet.
Do you see the group? I created a group, Biz Chicks.
This is Biz Chicks.
Okay, let me see. BIZCHICKS.
Yeah, and to put a space in between it. I didn't want that.
Okay, but Terry says something about Biz Chicks on there.
Yeah. Now it's one word. So it says when you go in the group, it says friendships are private. Screenshotting friendship profiles will send a notification just like snaps. So we can do group stories right now. In the group is me, Tachi, Terralina, and Pat. Durham Skywriter, there's a map that can show your location. You can turn that off.
Please do.
Okay, so yeah. TJ, are you TJ online on here, or are you?
Hold on. Let me see. I gotta figure me out. It says it's web. Look for Web Girl TJ. Cause see, this is another thing where when you do something, you can't change it. So I sign up as Web Girl TJ. But then I think I did another one. I'm not sure. I gotta check. So do Web Girl TJ.
I see you.
You see it? And there's a little avatar.
Add friend. You got an
how you doing?
Too.
I see you.
This is interesting.
I see you.
Are you finding what are you finding everything?
Yeah, I'm in this group and I'm trying to connect with Pat as an individual.
Okay,
Pat.
you gotta go back out and add her as a friend, not in the group.
Okay.
So even if you're in the same group, y'all ain't gonna be friends, Durham.
Well, you have to be friends in order to be in a group. But I think you're trying to add her, you said?
Yeah.
So check your friends. Is friends on the left when you come in to Snapchat, friends is on the left. All right, okay. So you change hers to Francine Gregory, call Francine. Okay, now I can add you. Back.
I didn't touch anything.
Kind of scary.
I didn't touch it. It's been the same. Okay. So I see Terry, that was recent. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to find the group. So if I type in Biz Chicks.
Yeah, it's Biz Chicks, one word.
Oh,
I'm getting ready to add you.
Okay, so I see up at the top right, if somebody, I have like 3+, that meant that somebody's trying to talk to me. So I'm adding Durham.
So and then when somebody is typing, like right now it says Tachi is typing.
Yep.
And there's a group somewhere?
Yeah, I added you.
Okay.
I know. It's like
all right, hold on. I'm gonna go back.
I'm looking for groups.
All right, hold on. You should have it's a message. It comes in as a message. So look at your messages.
Sure.
Okay. So if you can go back out and come back in, and when you go to the left on the bottom, it says friends. The group chat will be listed there too. There is no group section. It's all one thing under friends.
Oh, okay. So then it should be under B.
Pat says, yeah, Pat, you have an avatar.
She does.
Yeah.
I think actually the avatar is kind of the default, if I'm not mistaken, in a way.
Well,
no,
what I mean,
you have to choose one.
Well, because see, I'm not using Bitmoji. That's my thing.
Right. If you use Bitmoji, because the whole thing is I had something different before, but then they made a switch where it seemed that everybody's Bitmoji avatar became their thing. So you can change it, but it's kind of like a default.
I just had now TJ, you can correct me, but the Bitmoji, I didn't want them to have access to my keyboard.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Then you
that
don't
was
have
my
to be
thing. I was
Moji.
like, I don't have but I can put a picture up maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Find friends on
Yeah,
Snapchat.
you go into your settings for the profile. You can take a picture. Just with
Okay.
the camera.
Oh, so I can probably
I'll
use
be
one of
back.
my.
I'll be back.
Are
Okay.
Okay.
you taking a new picture? Terry probably getting a new picture. Mm, okay, so username, profile name. Yeah, we're not going to be using that because I don't
Uh-huh.
want you to use my. Nope, don't want to do that. Interesting. Snap store, snap codes, contact me, report. Okay, so how is everybody doing? So Carlos, um, Jerry Scott wants to know, how do you download Snapchat? Jerry, depends on what. Um, good.
Oh,
Tachi
where?
answered your question.
Oh, okay. I
Hmm.
didn't see that in the.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's for both Android and iOS. You just either go to the Apple Store or to Google Play and you download Snapchat. And this is if you intend to use it. Because one thing I'm against is erroneous apps on my
Yeah, if
phone.
you're not gonna use it,
So
don't download it.
yeah.
The Snapchat is a good tool to use for business if you have, say you have a VIP group of people that you want to talk to
Mhm.
I say offline, not, it's more private than public. On, say you talking to people on Instagram, that's kind of public, anybody can see on your post, but they have the DM feature in that. I think the groups in Instagram is up to 30 people, and
Mhm.
I believe the groups in Snapchat might be a little bit more.
Hmm.
So
okay. So
remember with the Snapchat, there's a group Biz Chicks where we can that's a group feature, and then there's the individual friends list. So you'll have stuff going on.
Yes.
okay, so I need to find out where the. Okay, I did that. I need to come out of here.
We turned this into
Woo.
a Snapchat lesson.
Well, I mean,
No,
it's
which is
good to
good.
know. We really need to know what's going
Yes,
on
I
because
agree. Okay, Patty.
now, so when I'm looking for the group,
It's listed under friends
okay, so
as
I see
Biz Chick.
chat. Okay, on my front where the picture is, I see chat, people, whatever this down in the middle. Let me just put that memories. Okay, that's new.
You see, where are you looking at the main screen?
Main screen has a picture, and then there was
The main
memories
screen
and
should be your camera looking at you.
right.
Oh,
Right. So
really?
at the bottom left, it's friends. It'll have a blue dot when you have chats and things.
Okay, so
And
let me come out of here.
discover on the bottom right is when you want to see what brands and companies and things are doing. Like Pepsi has stuff, MSNBC, NBC,
Ah,
CBS.
okay.
They have their own, the Wall Street Journal, New York Times,
Mhm.
whatever it is you want, you go to search at the top. That's less confusing. If everything's confusing, just go to search at the top and say, I want to, let's see what it's, is it CBS?
Okay, so I see that I got chat discovered, and I got a little head with. Okay, let me show you what I'm seeing.
Yeah, let me see. Okay, now at the bottom, okay, there's your friends. So,
But they weren't there. Okay, they were not there a minute ago.
okay, so Biz Chicks, the group is called Biz Chicks. It doesn't say group, it just says Biz Chicks.
Okay, so I tap chat and I see all of these people, but
And then when there's a message in the group, you get a float down from the top. You get a float down notification from the top.
Get notifications for new snaps. Tap to enable notifications. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I'm not getting any notifications. They haven't tapped anything. Okay.
And when you go to search,
friends.
brands and businesses and things will be listed under publishers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I saw friends, but I did not see. I see my friends. Where do I find group?
It's all in one thing. When you go to the main screen on the bottom left under friends.
But there is nothing on the bottom left under friends for mine.
No, not under friends. At the bottom left, there's not an icon at the bottom.
Friend.
Yeah, right there. What does it say?
Chat
yours says
and
chat.
discovered.
It's mine.
Okay, you
friends.
see that under friends? You see that little bitch?
Alexa, stop.
You see that bitch chick thing going?
No,
friend?
go back over there, Terry. I do not see that. So
that
you
chat
see in
is
the
supposed to say friends.
It's in the friends list.
Okay, so I didn't. Okay, I'm going to tap chat. Now do you see this?
Now show us.
Okay.
There's chat.
Okay.
Okay.
At the top, it says chat or friends. At the top, it says nothing.
Okay, I'm starting.
Okay, there's no biz chick.
I don't see the group.
And then if I hit
let me go back
this,
because I added you to the group. Let me go back then.
You don't see something that says Biz Chicks. It won't say Biz Chicks group. It'll just say Biz Chicks.
You went outside, Shirley. You went outside to take that, or is that not an old photo?
That's a picture from North Carolina.
Oh, she's not, Fran. You're not in the group, so I have to add you. I thought
that could be a problem, Fran.
Hey, Jerry. Jerry just got on. Jerry Scott.
Hey.
Hey, Jerry.
Also, Mark says that Snapchat is not my friend. For me, it's not intuitive, so I have never used it. Terry, what say you?
Me? Or
yeah,
Jerry?
Not intuitive.
Sorry, TJ.
Okay.
TJ.
Like I said, this app, the youth use it. They love it.
It ain't for us.
They know how to. They know instinctively to swipe left, right, up, and down. There's nothing when you go in Snapchat. If you 40 and up, it's not going to tell you what to do. It's not. It's like when you go to college, they don't tell you what. You just go to college. You got to figure it out. So there's a left, right, up, and down swipe. It's all swiping. And if you can't swipe, there's an arrow.
Okay.
But I'm trying to figure out how to get Fran into the group because I thought I added her to the group.
So that says right there, if there is no, how do I even create a group? Let's see.
When you want to create a group, you go to friends at the top. See, mine says friends in blue at the top, and then it's a search magnifying glass. Then there's a person outline with a plus, and then like a chat bubble with a plus. When you you tap the chat bubble with the plus, that says new chat, and then below that it says new group.
Okay.
That's how you create a group.
Sure,
but I already created the group, so I'm trying to figure out how to get Fran into the group. It won't put you in.
Is it because her account is private?
I don't. Your account is private.
I don't even know. Let me go back here and look.
See, I don't even have the option to add her into the group.
Okay, so let me go to my account. There's my
she's
little people.
Incognito. She don't even have a picture.
But that's because I'm not using whatchamacallit.
You haven't used it in a while.
Well, make sure it's updated.
I'm not using Bitmoji on purpose.
No, that shouldn't have anything to do with me adding you to the group.
Okay, how come I can't touch that?
You can change Natalie. The name, but you can't change the username.
Cannot change the username. You're stuck with whatever name.
The display. The name that shows.
Go in there. Go in here. Okay, so my account is not private. No, my account is not private.
Okay.
I'm still trying to add Fran. It won't, because we're friends. I can't add you to the group.
And I'm not private because I found Jerry. Jerry reached out, and so
because see, friendships are private. Is the group is whoever's in the group. Everybody sees the group message, but I cannot get you into the group.
How bizarre.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I don't even
Snapchat
see the group. I can't even ask, can I
more.
come in the group?
Right. You can't because I have to add you, but it won't let me add you.
Okay. So I did this
Snapchat
thing,
more.
and I'm not sure I know how to share it. What is this bouncing thing? Okay. So that's an effect. Okay.
I
You
cannot
cr-
add your friend right now. I don't know why it won't
Who
let
can contact me? Everyone. Send me notifications. Everyone. View my story. Everyone. Okay.
phone call. I'm getting spam calls. Um, I don't have the
So,
option. I had the option for everybody else to add them to the group.
okay. So
Okay.
let me just make sure. I'm going to go to the App Store and make sure that I'm
Yeah,
updated.
make sure you got the latest one.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing people need to understand. When something ain't working, check to see if
Mhm.
you're updated, because that could
Okay.
be the thing.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I know we had some young people visiting, and so I was asking them about Snapchat, and that's probably why my stuff is sort of halfway current because I asked them to show me how to use the app, and we were on here for a little bit.
Well, it says that I'm current.
Okay.
So I'm going to open this again.
I'm trying.
I'm not seeing the same thing you guys are seeing.
Right.
Um, and I'm running iOS
Oh, there
13
I
too.
see it. Okay. Add members. Um, friend.
I don't even see how to start a group. Okay.
You just
TJ
added
on,
her.
Okay.
yeah, I just saw that.
Groups are not separate. When you want to add somebody, it's friends. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't have the things we have. It's friends, and then there's a chat, and then when you go there, you either see friends, and then a button that says new group. Everything is one place.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm in the group now.
Yeah.
Terry is just doing the most.
Yeah. So
Um,
whenever there's a group notification or private friend
Just
notification,
saying.
you'll get a drop down from the top of the screen. It'll float down for a few seconds and go away. When you tap it, it takes you to the group.
okay,
Okay.
so
Or
did
you
we add
tap it, it
Carlos?
takes you to the front. What's that?
Can I add somebody to this group?
Um, I don't try.
Let's
Okay,
see.
this is definitely not intuitive. I see smiley faces. I see pictures. Okay, that's just stuff. And Durham
Okay, so when you
Skywriter.
go to the group, hold
Hmm.
on. Okay, when you see the biz chicks in the list of friends, tap and hold on it with your finger, and then you'll get a pop up at the bottom that says Snapchat, audio call, video call, and more.
Oh, I see. Add to the group.
Oh, you see it? Okay, so you
Add.
can add.
No, no, that's add to the group story. Never mind.
Oh no,
Add
not
to
the
the
group
group
story.
story. Okay,
Oh,
group
I'm
members.
sorry. I had my
Add
phone on
members.
in
There
front of
we
the
go.
screen.
Jerry Scott. Okay, I just added Jerry because she's been hanging out with us.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. So it says Francine Gregory added Jerry Scott, and the username is there to the group. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and so we're gonna add. Do we have what's his name? Carlos. There's
What
Carlos
is he, Carlos
Phoenix.
Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just added Carlos. That looks like him too.
She said that looks good.
Mark Ward is on a roll.
Does everybody
Okay,
does everybody remember Rebel?
Oh,
yeah, she on with us?
She's in this friends list. Let's see. Let's hit her up. Hey.
I remember Rebel. She's I
Hmm.
haven't talked to her in a while.
I know.
Well, that was when we before the B word or during the B word.
Hmm.
So Patricia Murray's in the group. We got Jerry Scott in the group. Carlos is in the group.
so once you're in the
Trying to,
group, people in the group, if you're not friends with each other in the group, you can add them to your friends list. That means you have a private conversation with them outside of the group.
Hmm.
But see, I added Carl. I wasn't friends with Carlos, so I added him from the group, and then now he's on my list. So all you do is swipe left, and then you see your friends list, and then you can swipe up and down to see different things.
Nice.
Okay.
So am I still showing up like a
Yeah,
avatar with
yeah.
no picture? I tried to put a picture on there, and I'm just
Okay.
not. I just refuse to do Bitmoji.
You don't have to do Bitmode. You can take a picture with your camera, or you
I
can
tried.
upload it from your photos.
Okay, I'm gonna try that again because it didn't give me that option. Uh, but this has
And
been interesting.
you have the latest version, right?
Yeah, I got the latest version. Close that.
Does it
Go
not
like
say
that.
friends on the bottom left?
No, I have chat
It
on the
says
bottom
chat.
left.
Wow.
Yep, and it has what's this in the middle? Memories or something that you
It
can
has
create.
find
Memories.
friends.
Memories is stuff from your camera roll and things that you save in memories from discussions with your friends. Because remember, the snap, when you snap each other, that's the thing that disappears.
I remember I used to have a picture on my thing, and I don't have the option of putting the picture. Let's see, add to my story. No.
This is interesting. Okay, now when I find myself in the scroll down, there's no picture of me, but yet when I text, a little avatar comes up. I don't know what that's about.
Well, you have an avatar. Mine doesn't have one.
Yeah, I know, but in my list, I don't. Anyway, that's another story for another day.
I remember I used to be able to put a picture.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to put a picture in there.
I had a picture
Hey,
in there.
Mark.
Let's see.
So,
Here we
Okay,
are.
so anyway, that's Snapchat, and I guess I still need to figure it out.
it's not intuitive, like
It's
Mark was
not.
saying. You have to play around with it a little bit. You there are all sorts of articles, and Terry could probably Terry number one tell you, TJ, which one
Okay,
point you in the
I'll
direction of articles.
yeah, I'll tell you who to if you really want to. This is where I learned Snapchat from way back. He doesn't do any Snapchat stuff anymore. Breaks the internet. Go to YouTube, type
Oh,
in
yeah.
break the internet. He's the young kid that he does all, and he does it where you understand what's going on. So go to break the internet.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And he
So
talks very fast. I
he
remember
talks
him.
very fast, but he's very thorough and like step this, and it's very clear because some of the young people on YouTube that have instructional videos, they're kind of all over the place. So they don't go step one, do this, do this. They
Hmm.
just kind of, they know it, so they think that you know it. But break the
Yes.
internet.
Everybody.
Make sure that's he didn't change his channel name because he's grown up a bit, married and have a baby and everything. So
Oh wow, yeah, he's grown.
yeah, so he's not
Okay,
doing any Snapchat. So let's break the internet.
so Marcus, swipe this Snapchat, the new "Get Off My Lawn."
Okay, I
It
don't
is.
see his channel.
Okay,
Oh, okay. If you go to YouTube and search "break the internet," make sure you do it no spaces.
Okay.
Break the internet, one word, not break space the.
Break the internet.
well, now we have a group, so if we need to talk to you about something, we can talk to you. The whole reason we did this and got over on Snapchat is because Instagram is trying to bite, copy, plagiarize. Is that all the words we want to use? Okay.
Um,
They're trying to copy
the features in Snapchat because that's what the generation that
They're
they're
trying to
trying to
keep
get.
us in the building. You
Well,
know what I
not
mean? They
us.
wanted to.
Facebook wants the young generation has left in droves. It hasn't happened today. It's been happening. So they know
Right.
we
But
have
they
a
want to be the one-stop shop if they
right.
can.
You master of none.
Thank you.
Well,
You can't.
that's why this whole threads thing really, I found it really upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is why they branding them. It's no longer Instagram. It's Instagram. What is it? Instagram by Facebook? WhatsApp by Facebook?
Right.
They're trying to
Really?
they're trying to siphon off the youth from these apps back to them. They're trying to pull it back over,
Hmm.
and I don't know. TikTok is here, Snapchat is here, and the kids are
Uh,
going to go. I don't want anything to do with Instagram anymore. You messed it up, so I'm going over to TikTok. TikTok is a
okay, and
hot
TikTok
rising
is
thing.
TikTok is weird. I have that too.
That's
I get
because
weird little
the
TikToks, and I'm
kids is
like,
on
what
it.
the?
That's because right now
Well,
it's youth driven right now. But all
Hmm.
the apps start off you MySpace started off youth
yes.
driven
It
and
did.
nobody was
Yeah.
on it. And then once it got discussed, this is how every app progression, the lifespan of the
Hmm.
app starts off with the youth. So if you're going to get on it now as a business, go in there. Don't if you don't want to look at that stuff, don't look at. They're not doing any. They're just doing kid stuff. That's what kids do now. You want to know what kids are doing now? Teenagers, go to TikTok and you'll see all the crazy stuff. So you go in there, you kind of like ignore that. Go into TikTok, search for your hashtags, that based your topics based on your business. See what's there. If there's nothing there, ooh, gold mine. Start doing it. Who cares? The kids aren't going to look at it anyway. But what's going to happen
Well,
is you're going to get the foothold for your hashtags, for your topic, for your business. And when the older people start coming over, they're going to search makeup or whatever it is, vegan travel,
Right.
whatever it is. I love to use the vegan travel because it's so distinctive. Vegan travel, you're already there doing
mhm.
your stuff,
It's
Well,
not doing TikToky stuff. You're doing your stuff on an app that's youth based right now. But in 2 or 3 years, going to be more people coming over that are looking for because people are talking about TikTok is hot, this and that, and then the kids will get mad because the older people are coming over. When grandma gets to TikTok, they're gonna be way gone because they're like they see you coming, they see olds coming. These
mhm.
kids,
Well,
Yeah.
the
See,
thing is, their
it's the
parents,
truth.
once
I'm
their
following.
parents
well,
take over Instagram, of course they got to go somewhere else. So
well,
as they age, they just become part of the demographic, just like break the internet. I mean, who's
Go
married?
ahead,
Who's got
TJ.
kids?
Well, so what's really going to happen and what has already started happening, and this is why we're seeing the rise of these messaging apps, because they want to be able to do things without the scrutiny of everybody over the age of whatever, and they just don't want that. So this is why you're going to see these private apps, these private messaging groups,
Yep.
these things that are not going to be necessarily very public common knowledge because they don't want us over there. So, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That is fine with me. So
And
the whole
go ahead.
Well, the feeling is mutual. I'm good.
no,
And
that's why I'm like I'm all right with that. That's fine.
listen, this just didn't start with social media. This
No,
is
Exactly.
behavior that goes back millennia. High school, you're at a party. You don't want the parents there. The parents show up, the party's over. Same
Correct.
exactly.
on social media. The parents show up, the party is over. They move
Well,
the
I'm
party.
telling everybody on TikTok, I'm coming over to flick the porch lights. Get it together.
Don't blame it
You
on
don't
social
have to
media.
go home, but you
This
need
is
to get the hell out of here.
this is human behavior. Yo, we having a party after the game on Friday at so and so house. Shh. This is what it is online. And when the parents hear of it, they show up or what the party, a party's over, and they move. Yo, we going to the other party over here.
To the
Tell
next house.
Mhm, mhm.
And
that's what this is.
Pat's comment down here, she says, I'm surprised that companies still favor kids over older folks. Kids expect everything to be free, but we're used to and willing to pay money. But the people who are doing this are kids that are creating this stuff.
And you have to
Not only
realize,
that, kids got money. Are you
yes,
kidding me?
Yeah,
Kids got
kids
money.
have money. Why? Because their parents give them debit
Wait a minute.
cards. There's cards specifically geared to pay. You know, you get the allowance. Used to give you you give you cash. No, you transfer it to your kid's card. You transfer money to your kid's card.
And
We do it all
everybody who
the
had a summer job or after school job in
time.
this chat, raise your hand.
That too.
I've
So
never
it's
had one. I've
We
never
had
had
money.
one W-2. Never since I was 14. So I've
We
always had several.
had money.
right.
Okay.
Well,
We have to get out of the notion that kids don't have money. They do have money. Either
They
the
got
parents
money.
are giving it to them, or they're
I
like
was going to
they're earning
say
it with a summer job.
they got their money and they got our money.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But you know what? The whole thing is, I think that obviously we're looking at a certain segment of the population that does have that, but there are segments of the population that don't. And when we're looking at this, obviously those are the people we're studying because that's who people are marketing to. But when we make blanket assumptions and blanket statements like, you know, oh, well, millennials have money. No, not all millennials have money. Not all what's name have money because the ones that maybe are dealing with us do. That's a certain level of privilege. I think we have to realize that not every kid has that certain level of privilege, but we tend to operate as such. And I think because of that, it leaves some of them behind.
Well, there's always going to be a digital divide, right?
Yeah.
Right, but it's not right. That you know,
I
that's
didn't
the
say
point.
it was right.
Yeah.
I didn't say. Well, you know, there's some farmers in Iowa who can't get on the internet.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not
I'm
just
rural
saying,
areas. Yeah.
hey,
it's rural areas as well, but it's not right because that you can't, to me, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So
truest.
if you have an
Your
entire
internet.
segment of your population that doesn't have access to things, that's problematic. What good is it for you to have the mansion in the middle of the ghetto? I'm just saying. So though we know it's very difficult to bridge this divide because it's not just the divide itself, it's also attitudes to things, it's also values and what is deemed important. So there's a big thing, but I'm telling you, it's going to start to be a bigger problem than what it is right now.
Yeah, when the recession hits.
And they've already, I just read something in the Atlantic in terms of when the recession hits, the millennials are going to be in trouble. So they're the ones that are really significantly going to have problems and be in trouble. Yet these are the people that you are trying to market to them and Gen Z and Alpha now. So what you have to remember is that Alpha are the children of the millennials. So you're messing up everybody else after them. You know, the recession would mess up everybody else after them. So, you know, those are the things we have to look at and have foresight about.
Oh yeah, because I talked about that Tuesday about getting ready for the recession and the things that are coming, and you have to look at your business strategy and where you are and what you can do to say, hey, this might be an opportunity. This recession, I hate to say it, everything in business is there's an opportunity because it's business. Business is not personal. So if we want to talk personal, that's more social stuff and society and politics. We're talking business is business. Boom, boom, boom. So if there's a recession, people are going to take advantage of it because that's business. Things will be a lower cost. You'll be able to buy stocks that you couldn't buy before. You can get them now because it's going to be dirt cheap. Stuff like that. And then when the market rebounds, then you buying low
and selling high.
They call buy low, sell high. It's the stock market and everything. It looks complicated, but it's really simple. Simple principles that never change. The tools change, but the principles stay the same. So the recession comes, some people are not going to survive it, and it's going to be rough, and other people are going to make a mint load of money. But that's capitalism. They're not saying it's right. Not
it is
perfect. We can talk about the 1619 project that came out in the New York Times. The basis of that was that the American economic system was based on the labor of slaves. If they didn't have the slaves to come
completely America today is because of slavery. All of it. So this is why, and I think it's the 1619 project. It's a sore spot with people. I mean, I've seen people go off about it. They're angry because they know they profited off of the backs of other people and have done nothing about it. So I'm like, well, that's not my fault. Do something.
It shines a light on it. If your family has generational wealth from, okay, they had a plantation and this and that. Well, guess what, sweetie, you a part of it. You gotta own it.
Show
Mhm.
is. Show
And
is.
we are forcing your face in it. I'm not gonna say it, but we forcing your face in it to
Well,
look
let's
at
just say we're just telling the truth. Okay, let's
Mhm,
just
mhm.
let the
I
That's
want to
truth
say
be
we forcing
told.
we
Some people
mm,
just don't like the truth.
mm.
Uh,
So I mean that's why I love that the 1619 Project and the New York Times did that, and the I forgot who was spearheaded it, one of the journalists there,
yeah.
her name I forgot, but I love that I read the fact that they broke it all the way down, that the current economic system that you are benefiting from and billionaire millionaire status, that was built on the backs of slaves. Sorry. You wouldn't have a White House without slaves. Sorry.
you wouldn't have
In
DC.
Washington, D.C., you wouldn't have.
We laid it out. We built it.
So
Ran the air conditioning, the whole nine
yes,
yards.
I don't want
So,
to get. I don't want to get
just
too deep in the.
No,
But
no.
looking at the economy and the way things are now, you cannot disassociate yourself from the fact of the origin of Wall Street, how what it was built on, and how it was
Mhm.
come about, and all of the things. So
And
don't
a lot of the things
disassociate
that we
yourself.
have, I'm sorry, a lot of the things that we have in appetite now, like sugar. Do you think that it was normal people who picked the sugar cane? So, this appetite that was created for sweet things and sugar, whereas before it was more like a specialty condiment for people who had, the money.
mhm,
But once it
Yeah.
mhm.
became mass
Yep.
produced,
hmm It was
you
it
know,
was it was definitely a
Then it became
commodity
common.
back in the day that you had money. If you had sugar, that meant you were
you
rich.
have money. Yeah.
So I don't know. We could get real deep into it, but I'm not. I just wanted to
So
say
shall we snap back?
So, yeah, sugar used to be the little penny candy that was sold in the drugstore.
mhm,
Hmm.
They were little pieces. It wasn't like now you can go get a whole thing of candy. All of that sugar, what is it, white bread, all of that was manufactured because for a different population. They
mhm.
stripped they
Right.
stripped all of the whole hull and everything
Yeah.
off to make
Mhm.
it a certain way and all of that. And I was like, okay.
And it's funny we're talking about sugar because I was watching this week on Yahoo Finances, and the sugar prices have dropped really. They're really low because of the glut of supply. So it's really,
Oh, really?
we're talking about historically, sugar was this high commodity product, and now it's like, sugar prices are so low because of the glut. I think they mentioned something about India. I have to go back and look, but watching these things and talking about it, and you fit it all together, and you say, okay, this is the system we have. Some people are trying to fix it. Some people are trying to hold on to the way it was, and so we see it. But this is what America was built on, not democracy, capitalism.
Right. You're right. You're right. So it's
Our
sort of like a
forefathers,
pseudo.
no, forefathers had slaves that worked the plantation, that worked the fields, and worked the crops, and that was money. Crops was money.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So that's
So
it.
also, that was the culture of the day. That
Yes.
was totally acceptable. And it goes back hundreds of thousands of years where that was an acceptable practice.
hmm
Well, it
And
ought to make us
now,
more empathetic.
hmm
right, and now, okay,
Because we've gotten, I think,
we
because the current market is so far away from, say, slave labor, that everything is manufactured in factories and stuff, and people are working and stuff. So that's why there's a disassociation between what happened in the past and what was not like that now. Well, it used to be like that, and the money that generates everything now was built on the money from back then. Why
Right,
you
which
didn't
is
get
why
that?
you have, I mean, even though this is kind of a tangent, which is why you have now
Mhm.
these people investigating, for example, the universities and
The investitures, yes.
yeah, the money and stuff that
What's the
universities.
Georgetown that was I
Georgetown
was
was
reading the
one.
story. Yeah,
There
about
are
the slaves
several
selling the slaves was the
Was
impetuous
the
to
tool to
raise money.
keep
income
it
for the
down.
Was
university.
income for the university.
Right.
A Jesuit institution at this. I don't know
Yeah.
what God you serve, but
Yeah.
anyway.
But
So
if you wanna know more about that kind of stuff, watch PBS. PBS has covered
yeah,
all of that, PBS and NPR. So, because like I said,
absolutely.
I don't watch reality. I rarely watch TV, but when I watch PBS stuff and find it because I want to learn. That's the kind of stuff that I want to look at, not the Bachelorette and there's nothing knocking that. If you want to watch it, fine. I just don't. This is
Mhm.
I don't. And you can't run away from the celebrity this and that because that's a part of media. If you turn your TV on, you're going to hear something about a Kardashian or about a this or about a that. So that's how I know because you turn the news on and somebody's talking about it somewhere. But I try to steer away from that.
So,
Oh,
can you guys? Mark had a couple of comments. I think
Oh,
I was
Pat
going to
did
say, can
too.
anybody see the chat? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We just got talking. Mark says recession is a result of a fear consciousness. People worry and do not stand by. Redirect your attention, no matter what the appearance of conditions you endure, succeed and thrive. Decide now. This has been a public service announcement. And then Pat says, "What? There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire."
Amen.
And
No.
then you're right. And Natalie said many raw ingredients are cultivated along a pipeline, exploitative labor, including chocolate and cobalt.
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 Cobalt. And she also said they create the supply and demand. Mark says, "Did somebody say sugar?"
We did.
Sugar or sugar? No, getting back in the media. Yeah, so I mean, we could talk about this. It's just so systemic of America, and you want to really think about it. A lot of people don't want to think about it, and that's why I'm glad that they brought up the 1619 project. It's time to think about it and go, that's interesting. What can we do now? Like Tati was saying about the divide. It's going to get bigger now because we got AI and automation and self-driving cars and self-driving trucks and this and that. The self-driving trucks are going to put the trucking industry, the truck drivers out of business, but it'll be great for the trucking industry. Things like that you have to look at. So we're in the shift of from the industrial age to the technology age. We're still at the beginning of it, and this
Yes.
is where it's going. I'm sorry to say, a lot of things
Right.
that were done by people are going to be done by AI and drones. I saw in the news today they had a big airplane that's it was like an airplane with drones
Hmm.
on it for delivery and stuff that they're testing. So you have to look at the future. That's why I always like to talk about that. Like the recession is coming. What do you have to do? AI is coming. What do you have to do? Because things are going to change. They're not going to stop for you because I'm not interested in technology. You have to be some kind of form or fashion because it's going to drive your life and your livelihood, and you have to figure out how to survive in that kind of society, whether it's good or bad. I'm not talking about good or bad. That's the way it is.
Hmm.
So you have
It
to
just
figure out how
is.
you are going to
Right.
make it, you and your family. How you
I
going to make
think
it?
I'm sorry. I think you also have to.
I'm sorry. You have to, when you finish, look at Mark's comment. Go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah, I saw that. Let me put it up real quick. Self-driving cars. I just want a self-cleaning bathroom. Alexa clean. Oh, you about to give me I'm not gonna say that. And then Natalie says, we also need to research what occurs during the 1500s when the Spanish brought slaves to America. Yes, that was another contention with the 1619 project that they were saying, well, what about when Spain brought it was way before. So we gotta do baby steps. We gotta get the 1619 into their minds, and then we're gonna say, okay, now we open your mind to that. We're gonna take it back. We really gonna blow your mind and take it back to when the Spanish came over here with them. Okay.
Exactly.
So they can't
Exactly.
they can't take with so
Yep.
much.
Yeah,
You
because the
don't want to
indigenous
blow
people
their
couldn't
brain.
handle it. They
Right.
had to import a
We gotta
better
open
model.
we gotta open this 1619 can first. And then we're gonna really go, okay, we really gonna put some knowledge on you. And you gotta think about it. So we
Hmm.
getting there. We getting there.
Hmm.
Get in there.
So I think with regard to your comment about AI and that type of thing, there are two
Mhm.
things with
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
One, always but my concern about people being left behind, like you were
Hmm.
saying, is going to create a bigger rift. And what happens is with that, when we talk about the development of AI and these types of things, the people that are on the end that are creating these things, that are in administration for these things, they're not the ones that have to worry about their jobs somehow going away for the most
Right.
part. It's the
Right.
people that
Yes.
are going to be affected by AI. So to that end, I say you cannot be mediocre. Now that's not saying you're mediocre in what you're doing, but you cannot be satisfied with just existing.
Yes.
You can't. You
Yes.
cannot just exist. You can't
That's
just
what.
get
Yeah.
your
That's what I was trying
good
to say.
government job and
Thank
think
you
you're
for
going to be
saying that.
okay.
Thank you for saying that. That you can't. This life we're living now is so technology driven, and you can't stop it. That you're gonna have to decide how you're gonna live now. What are you gonna focus on? Everything you need to look at is available. There's YouTube. There's TV. The information is there. You got to open your mind up to receive it and process it and say, okay, how do I make this work for me? How do I make this work for my community? Because our community, the knowledge is there. We got to have people to teach it, to say,
Hmm.
look at
Absolutely.
this, and this is where it's going. There's I'm following a young girl on Instagram. Oh, what is, I can't remember her. I'll put it in. But she started a business where she cooks and stuff. Now
Uh
she's
huh.
turning that into she made a kit to sell the kids something about cooking. I can't remember offhand, but I'll put it in. But now she made a she's had a conference a couple of months ago. She called it STEAM. It was not STEM, but STEAM. She added some things in to educate the kids about what she knows. So it was from her level to them. So it wasn't like an adult talking to the kids. It was like her level talking to them. So she's getting things geared up. And then we got Black Girls Code, and we got all
Mhm.
this code, and we got things. So we got to keep going at it. But you also have to consume it. Don't hide. Like,
Right.
like Tachi was saying, don't hide. You got to look at it and face it.
You have to. And in terms of media and the mediated world, it's not just the individual that is in jeopardy of not understanding what's going on. Just looking at the way some of these big media companies are just now jumping on the streaming bandwagon. When
Mhm.
Netflix, for example, has been doing this for donkey's years already, that already shows that they're thinking with an antiquated model. And we know this. But because they're thinking with an antiquated model, it causes some creators who want to be on those platforms to think in an antiquated model. And so, for example, I've been to a lot of pitch summits, where your people are pitching television projects, etc. So
Hmm.
in it, I rarely hear anybody talking about a digital or digital components about, well, in addition to this, we've also got a VR component to this. We also are looking at what AI can do with this, because the companies are, frankly, at this point, are not necessarily interested in it. They're interested in what sells right now because they're focused on the now, maybe 5 years out. But they
Mhm.
always fail to see the role that new technology will have in all of this. And
Yeah.
not just new technology, but how these future generations using
Mhm.
this new
Yes.
technology, how it's going to affect them. So you
Yeah.
continue to make things for the linear television screen, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And not thinking about 5 years out, what is this going to be on a small screen
And
or
it's
this type of
simple.
device?
And it's simple. It's a simple observation of society. Look around, walk downtown or walk in the mall. What do people have in their hands? A smartphone. What are they doing with it? Some are playing games or whatever. So it's this is a technology tool that can reach the masses and teach what you need to teach. If that's what you want to do, then you have to do it. And I think people fear because, well, nobody's going to follow or listen or whatever, but you still got to beat the drum and get out there and do it. They'll catch up to you. When they're
Mm-hmm,
ready to find you,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
they'll find
mm-hmm.
you. Search, hashtag,
Yeah,
search
absolutely.
topic. And they go, oh, there's so and so, but you've been there in that spot doing it for 2, 3, 4 years. So you have to look at, and I always look at when they talk about podcasts turning into TV shows, there's been a couple, but those people
Yeah.
have been doing podcasts for 10 years. They didn't do the podcast yesterday and then get picked up by HBO and make all the money or turn it
Mm-hmm.
into a movie. Or what. They've been doing the podcast when nobody was there. One person listening, but they kept plowing at it. Here we go, farming and
Absolutely.
gardening. put the seeds down and you got to do the work of growing it, and then you get the harvest. So people stop looking at, well, this person turned a podcast into a TV show, HBO, and they're making tons of money. But look at the beginning. They've been doing it for 10 years when nobody
Do
was
not despise small beginnings.
right. So you got to do
Mhm.
that with what you're doing. Plow away.
Exactly. And you know, I think too many people, especially we are really in the age of podcasting is the new black.
Mhm.
And I love podcasts. Obviously I'm a podcaster, so I have to love it. But one thing that I think people don't want to do is the slow and steady growth, and
Yes.
that's really what it requires.
Mhm.
I'm so proud of the Reed, Kid Fury
Yes,
and
the
Crystal.
Reed and was it the Three Dope Girls?
Two
They were
dope girls.
podcasts. They
Um,
have an HBO show. A
right.
couple others.
There's so many others, and I'm so Jesus and Pharaoh, who were
Mhm.
podcasters, then
Yes, yes.
got onto Vice, and
Mhm.
now they're on Showtime. So
Right.
there's so many that have done that, but what people don't see is that journey that they took,
Mhm.
to get there. And I think we want it too quickly. So we see, oh, well, the Reed can do, and if you look. There are an abundance of the Reed style podcast, which is fine,
Yes.
But I think they're doing like, oh, well, they got big. We could do it too. But
Right.
that's them. And I'm
And
not
that's
trying
them.
to disparage,
Right.
but that's them. For every 5 podcasters that make it big as a podcast and then subsequently get picked up, there are thousands, if not
Right.
tens of thousands of other podcasters who are still grinding away. So that doesn't mean don't aim for it. It can happen, absolutely, but it may not be tomorrow. So don't
Right.
expect it tomorrow.
An imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but you need to look at and there's I forgot the artist, but he has a book. It says steal something, steal this. But he's saying you look at the master, like with art, you look at the master and you study it and you go and take those elements and make your own thing. So you can listen to the Reed and this and that, but you have to be unique. You have to be
Yes.
you. And unique doesn't mean I gotta go out and be a unicorn. It means that you're doing what you're doing. You do what
Exactly.
you do. There's a
And
podcast with two that I talked about it before, the two black scientists, black women scientists.
Whoa, that is the
And-
bomb
I checked it out.
podcast.
Yeah, it's called the Dope Podcast or something. But they were on CBS this morning on a national news show. But they had just doing their stuff and they talk about science because they're
It is
scientists.
so good. It is so good.
Right.
And
So, but that's what you do.
it's good because they go with what they're good at and they go with their niche. That's what they understand. They're not trying to be an XYZ. So maybe you watch and listen to other people for inspiration. That's great.
Yeah.
But then you get inspired and then you say, all right, where do I fit in this whole thing?
Yeah.
And that's how you start to develop.
All right. So Mark says a lot of it is due to risk adverse stockholders and boards that are short-sighted.
Yes.
Technology does not always result in immediate return. Yes. Amazon lost dollars for years. Yes. They had to teach people to use it, eventually depend on them. There you go. Now look at them, good, bad, and indifferent. They are profitable. And then he says, also, I podcast to create the perception that the conversations that I'm having with myself are actually directed towards other people. Yes, it is a thinly veiled scam. Amazon
gosh.
See, I think what I heard Tati say was do the podcast because that's something you wanted to do to express yourself and tell your story and not just try and copy somebody else. Oh, I got to get paid. No, you're doing the podcast because you got something to say.
Exactly.
Fraud is always discovered. Is always discovered.
And then Natalie says, find your own voice and a niche that you are passionate about. Yes. That's the key. You have to be passionate
Because if
about
you're
it.
not passionate, you won't keep doing it.
Yeah, you won't keep doing it. You have to be
your heart's
passionate
not in
about
it.
it. You can't attack it from, well, I want to make money. Podcasts are hot. I heard, making money, da-da-da-da. But like we said, that podcast that turned into an HBO show, they've been doing it for 10 years. So you're going to plow. It's farming. It's gardening. You have to plow the earth, plant the seeds, water it, fertilize it, and then
it comes the harvest.
Whatever, corn or greens or whatever, tomatoes, spaghetti. I mean, not spaghetti. I wanted to say strawberries. Whatever it is. You
And
put
you
it
know,
in the ground.
I think people don't realize also that process is difficult. It's not just about it's a difficult process. Before, we started our podcast, it was a whole not only trial and error in terms of microphones and other things, but we're in two different places. So we
Yeah.
had to try out platforms to see, and we were tried out like 7 and consistently to see what sounded the best, had a problem, had to move on. So there are all sorts of things that go into it. And so I think because at this point I've like advised people, a lot of people will come to me asking about starting a podcast. And out of the people that have come to me, none of them have done it. So I feel like I wasted my damn time. Because don't come to me asking me things and you're not serious about it.
Let's talk about that because it sounds good to do it. Like, okay, I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to, it sounds good to do it. But then you go and you pass a Popeyes or you pass a whatever and it's out the window. So people want to do it. People want to do it, but it's like you have to take that extra step and actually do it because your mind is like, I want to do that. I'm doing it. But you're not really because you didn't take a step to do it.
You want to do it, but you don't want to do the work.
Yes.
You want the payoff, but you're not willing to do the work.
Right. So don't involve me in your foolishness in that quest. If you know you don't want to, what you hear, you don't want to do the work. And that's another reason, when we talk about, valuing your time and not doing, everything for free, it's because of stuff like that, you want to help, but then you've given out what you normally charge somebody to hear and it to no avail. Damn it, can you at least do one episode? Please make me feel like I do one damn episode at least.
Then I have to leave to go pick my spaghetti.
I saw that.
But you know what, Todd? You have to vet. Unfortunately, you got to vet people.
You do.
You got to ask them questions to check their seriousness. Okay, I want to help you. Genuinely, I want to help you. But are you serious about doing the work? And there's a couple things you ask and you give them a test. This is why you here's the test. Do this one thing first. If you don't do that, then I know that you're not serious.
Absolutely.
And you probably won't be back.
They want to take a pill. They like weight loss. You want to take a pill and be thin, but you can't. You have to work out, eat right. That's it.
I don't think they even want to take the pill, Terry. I think they just want to take a picture.
They want to wake up there.
Yes.
I want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep and wake up there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I have a media story, a quick one if you're interested.
Okay. Yeah. Be ready.
So I talked about this on Wednesday. We already knew it was a matter of time before this type of fraudulent activity started to happen. 8 people were charged with running an illegal TV show and illegal movie streaming services.
What?
So, you're going to love this. So they were charged with conspiring to violate federal criminal copyright law, which resulted in a loss of millions of dollars by TV programs and film right copyright owners. So there's 8 of them, and they list them all. Started something called Jetflix.
What is Jetflix?
Netflix. Bootleg Netflix. So they started. Every time I talk about this, I can't keep a straight face.
Oh my God!
They didn't even try to name it something different. They said we will just call it Jetflix. So it's an online subscription-based streaming service based in Las Vegas, and you use a computer code. They use a computer code to search and download programs from global pirate sites like Pirate Bay and torrents. And Jetflix allowed users to illegally stream and often download copyrighted TV shows. So supposedly, one of the defendants was a member of the Jetflix computer programming team before he left and created his own equally illegal competing service called I Stream It All, and I is small like in Apple iPhone.
Yeah, the lowercase I.
Yes, the lowercase I. So both sites were available online on numerous streaming systems, and you can pick it up on your smartphones, tablets, smart TVs, video game consoles, digital media players, a bunch of different places. And they were reproducing tens of thousands of copyrighted television programs without authorization, more than Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime Video. So Jetflix had over 183 1,000 different TV shows, and their competition, I Stream It All, had about 120 different titles. So 2 of them were charged with additionally charged with 2 counts of criminal copyright
Infringement
by public performance, 4 counts of money laundering, and 2 counts of criminal copyright infringement by reproduction or distribution. So I found that very interesting.
Okay, Steve, that's the piracy stuff that we used to see on the videos at the end of a VCR. So that's a federal offense, right? That's time in real jail.
Yes. The money laundering especially. I was like, all right, maybe, but as soon as you said money laundering, I said, oh, you're going to jail. So
Mark says he's launching Hoodoo. Featuring the foot-made tail. And now he says, I fall and I can't get up. Pat says theft is bad, but I do enjoy boldness and innovation. They were bold and
innovative because you just copied what the hell was out there. You didn't even bother to change the name but 1 letter. So that's not really innovation. My thing is, like, if you have that kind of power, imagine what you could really do.
Oh yeah. That's what
could you really do?
Yeah, you can.
Well, the problem is you have to
use your powers for good.
Well, the problem is you'd have to actually negotiate for content and actually pay somebody. Out of the profits.
Right.
So how much were they charging a month? What was this?
Good question. I couldn't find what the subscription was. This must have been some dark web nonsense.
Well, sometimes it's cheaper to pay the fine.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper to apologize afterwards than to set it up right, I guess. But now, they're looking at some serious jail time for that, depending on what happens with the outcome. But it's like, yeah, you're right. They would have had to negotiate, and there would have been licensing fees. To which I say, all right, well then this is where the independent creators come in. Okay, sure, everybody wants to see all these things, but isn't Netflix doing original programming that's doing really well? Everybody there. Everybody is. So start there. That's what it's now. What do you have? Nothing. You're like the Popeyes chicken sandwich, gone.
Oh wait, speaking of Popeyes, just for a second, what they've done that I love is that the chicken sandwiches are out. Yes, they're nowhere to be found, but they want you to download the app, Popeyes app, and when the chicken sandwiches are available to you, they will send you a notification on your phone.
Oh, how nice!
So it's like a secret. So now it's a secret where to find the chicken sandwich.
It's clever marketing because now I don't know
everybody gonna be on the app.
Purpose, but now you get the Popeyes app. I got you in my ecosystem as a business. I have you.
Yeah, and you will probably you will probably not get the sandwich, but you're gonna be on their list.
You're gonna be on the list. You're gonna get pop-ups for this and that, but they promise to tell you when the sandwiches will be available again in the
Well, you know what? I have no fear of missing out. I'm good. Okay. I'm good.
I saw Gail King was on CBS this morning. She wanted a sandwich because you can't find it in New York anywhere. So
they don't have them here.
They don't have many Popeyes, right?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, there's a few. There's
okay.
There's more Popeyes than Chick-fil-A, but she couldn't find it, so she wanted it, and she finally today. I don't know how she got it. I didn't hear that part, but she had 2 or 3 of them, and she was in the car.
Somebody probably sent them.
They were filming her in the car eating them. And she said it was everything that she said it was everything that everybody said.
It is not that serious because I was like, how about I don't like either one of them?
Gail likes to eat, so
well, and that's the thing. Well, I was asking people, on Wednesday, I'm like, well, is it more hype than it is actually good? This is what it seems like to me. And I've seen it's for hype, and I've seen several. So I've seen a few articles that talked about the fact of how this became a phenomenon, and one of the big ways it became a phenomenon was Black Twitter. Okay, so what I really would have loved to see is there are restaurants that are independently owned that have way better food, way better chicken sandwiches, I'm sure, than either one of those two. I would have loved to see Black Twitter used that power to boost some of the, but
Well, we talked a
instead,
little bit about that because then when we were talking about it, I forgot if it was Tuesday or last Friday or whenever, and I was pointing out that on Instagram, a lot of local businesses were adding to the hashtag was hashtag chicken wars. I forgot what the hashtag was, but they were getting in on the hype, and that's
On the
what
hype.
you need to do as a
Mhm.
local restaurant. You need to be smart and you need to be thinking about marketing all the time. So hey, they're talking about chicken. How can I get in on this? Locally, you use Instagram with the tag and you tag your restaurant and you get in on the hashtag and people will
Chicken
see it.
wars. Exactly.
So that's what you
Exactly.
need to do. This is a very
Right.
smart piece of marketing that got, I believe the number was like $23 million worth of advertising with one tweet. But this is
Okay.
where we are now in
Uh,
with
let,
marketing.
You
let
know
me
what I
let
was
me
thinking? I was thinking, how much could you sell in terms of detergent if you had a hashtag how to get out chicken grease?
Yeah, but you're right. You see how you're thinking? That's what you
I
do.
mean,
That's
I
what you
mean,
do.
I
they done
can
got
just see.
all this stuff. They eating. Everybody eating. Somebody drip
Look,
something.
it
Come on.
was such a big marketing point of talk that KFC brought out their fake chicken
The fake chicken nuggets. And in
on
Atlanta,
Monday, and they had lines.
200 people were in line.
They had people in line for
So
the Beyond Chicken.
okay, so how about this? Because we know that all of three of them are in a restaurant association, I would not be surprised if they said, okay, hey, you guys, I'm going to put out this tweet.
Yeah,
And everybody bought into it. And now all of them have new business.
yeah.
Yep.
Even I heard
Absolutely.
something today about something about Taco Bell doing something. I forgot what it
What they
was.
doing? A taco chicken
I
sandwich?
forgot
What?
what it is, but they're doing something. I heard today. But that's what you do. If you're mainly beef, like Arby's could have got into this and say, if you don't like chicken,
We
We
got the
have
beef.
the meats. That's what
yeah,
they could have said.
Where's the beef?
ride.
Exactly.
I said in the business FOMO, ride the tail of the big boy.
Absolutely. Oh, and even Chick-fil-A came back with something. They have a confessional. I don't know if you saw the article, but
No.
you could go to confession if you cheated on them with. So they have
Shut up.
set up confession booths. Yes.
And see, Natalie said
Yes.
Wendy's was hilarious. Wendy's is always riding. They have doing their social media. They're always quick to jump on whatever the talk is. And this is where you got to have an ear out listening for social media. I mean, these are big
Mhm.
brands. Yes, they have people and they pay them to listen to get in on it. But some of these brands, they don't jump in when they need to jump. This is a huge story. This should have been
Huge.
creative minds saying, how can we get in on this chicken? We don't sell chicken, but how, like Terry was saying with the Tide or whoever could have jumped in on this. You want to ride the wave of what's going viral and try to figure out how to get in
Absolutely.
and
How to
do it
capitalize
right.
on that.
You have
Yep.
to do it in
Yep.
the right way. That's
And
what I said
Exactly.
about the local chicken place. It was even a vegan restaurant that had a sandwich that was
Yeah.
getting in on the chicken war on Instagram. So you have to do
See?
that. But
You have to
gotta-
have a good social media manager or a good social media
Yeah.
team to really pick up on that. And so what happens sometimes with, a lot of the smaller mom and pop, that's not their thing. And so they miss out on that type of market. That's free. That's
Right.
free marketing.
It's free. Like I said, they figured it out that Popeye's got $23 million worth of free advertising off of this one tweet in response
Good
to
morning.
Chick-fil-A. One response to Chick-fil-A. This is the power of social media. This is how marketing works today. You got to figure out how to make it work for your small business. Yes, this is Popeyes and Wendy. Those are big
I
corporations
like that necklace.
and they have, they have social media marketing guys that are, but you can listen to Twitter. That's it. Just listen. Just go on 10 minutes a day.
I'm
10
sorry.
minutes a day in the morning and go 3 times, but make it carve the time out to look and see what's going on. And it's a simple look at the trending. That's it. You don't have to spend time scrolling. Go to the trending. What's trending? How
Right.
does it fit in with my business? Boom. Ride the hashtag wave.
Yes. Did you see what Natalie said? Arby's ain't nothing but the devil's work.
He said Arby's ain't nothing but the devil.
I love Arby's.
But they could have gotten in on it too. You
They
got
could have.
attention. It's all this attention. You gotta have the attention first before you do any content marketing. Before you do anything, it doesn't work without the attention. Like I said, Popeyes had this sandwich out for 2 weeks before anybody noticed. Like Tasha said, Black Twitter jumped on it and noticed. People started buying the sandwiches and making these testimonials. The same thing happened with patty pies. Remember a couple years ago?
Yes.
Oh yes.
guy-
Oh
Yes.
One person made a video for his friends. Was it Facebook or something? And he was just
I was
beating
trying to take
himself,
those off the
singing
wall.
about patty pies.
Yes.
Them patty pie people was trying to go to Walmart fighting over pies. This was right before Thanksgiving too.
But were they
Yes.
really love Patty LaBelle? But were they that delicious?
I don't know.
They were.
I mean,
I didn't think so. I
No?
eventually got one.
Okay.
No. It
no,
was
Not
all hype.
compared to real sweet potato pie.
No.
no,
No,
so-
sweetie.
Especially if you're selling it at Walmart, that means it's going to be discounted somehow, and
And it's gonna be
ingredients
mass
matter.
produced.
This is the
It's
deal.
gonna
The
be-
pie
mass
was on
produced.
sale. The pie was on sale for like $1.49
Oh hell!
before.
Mhm.
James, I forgot his last name, but James did the video where he was just, I'm gonna eat this pie on camera, and I'm talking to my friends, and he started singing, and this pie is good. The pie went up to like $4 or $5. They said the pie, they couldn't give the pie away. They
Wow.
couldn't give it away.
Well,
then-
I know he eventually did something with her on the air. I saw him.
Yeah, he
on a
was. There
couple
was
of
some
shots.
TMZ asked her about him and did he help her sell the pies, and she got a little, she threw a little shade and said, "Well, he ain't selling my pies, honey," or something like that about he really didn't affect the sale of her pies, and
But he did.
Well, see, that
people got
goes
on
with
her.
not understanding the power of social media. That
That's
goes with
right.
different generations,
Yes.
sometimes older generations, not appreciating the power of the digital. Everybody still thinks it's right. Now, word of mouth is powerful. That is
But
still
she-
powerful. But I don't think
Yeah.
she understood the word, which is why she came out of her
She
mouth with
came
that.
to understand it.
She did.
Natalie
She
said
can-
it was James Wright was
Right.
the guy's name. So thank you, Natalie.
Okay, guys, we are going on.
Oh, we are going on. Oh, I forgot. I didn't even look at the time. We gotta end it.
Yes. Well, can I just say thank you guys again for having me on. I needed this laugh and stuff today because I'm very annoyed with this hurricane business. So this was a good diversion.
Yeah. Is it going to hit where you are?
It looks like it's going to be north of here, but their attitude when it's this far out, they're like, hurricane. It might not happen. It could kill. So they don't know the way they, So it looks like it's going to be north.
So will you be evacuating? Will you be evacuating?
They hadn't said that we needed to yet, but if I had known that this was going to, I would not have stayed. I don't like this kind of foolishness. And when Irma hit, I said bye. I just left.
Yeah.
So, but at this point, it's too late for me to leave. But I don't think it's going to be to find a flight. I'm not driving. There's only one way out of Florida. That's the problem.
I know.
Yeah.
One way out, and it takes forever. Like when people were leaving for Irma, they were trying to get to Atlanta. They were on the road for like 20 hours. I said, let me fly. So I flew out of here. So that's what I like to do. But at this point, it's probably too late to find something to get out of here. Today is Friday. They're talking about Sunday.
Yeah, holiday weekend, Labor Day.
Holiday weekend. It's too late. So, but I don't think it's going to be as devastating for us.
Okay.
So just pray that it's not. So, but just wanted to say thank you.
Yes, prayers.
We got you.
Let us know that you're okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pat says you can come up to, but see, she got to get on the road. Pat is still the same. Everybody's trying to get out, so there's the bottleneck.
Yeah.
To get out. Mark says Tachi is rowing hard and fast in that kayak. Okay, Mark.
I don't think so.
Not today.
And Natalie says, sending you love, Tachi. I can't talk today. You heard my prayers. I'm saying
Thank you.
Strawberry. My words is coming out. But yes, make sure that let us know you're okay. We got prayers for everybody in Florida. Hurricane is not a great, it's not wonderful. It's not a nobody saying, hey, no. We're going, no. Not now. So
okay.
is there a time of year when there's not a hurricane? Is it
yeah,
After October.
June through November is hurricane season,
Okay,
with
so
the most active time being like September,
yeah.
Oh,
October. Yeah. So it just happened to come a little bit early, but this was like when I first got down here, Wilma hit like end of August. So
Right. Okay, so
mm,
let's make
mhm.
it in November so we can.
Wow.
yes.
Okay, guys. Wow. Well, our prayers are with you,
Yeah.
darling,
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
and we
you.
will
Truly, truly.
so stay in touch.
I
Yeah.
will. I
So
will.
Okay.
Carolina is gonna take us out with her
Yes, I
ending.
am, guys. I just want to remind everybody that first Monday is coming. And if you're in the Sacramento, California area, you want to stop by and holler at us. We just love to meet you and greet you. And also on the 9th, we're having a special event, all at Seasons 52. And so you can look on bizchicks.net and get that information. Meanwhile, we want to remind you, and I want to thank TJ, and I want to thank Tachi and Francine, who's been
Yeah,
operating us in the background.
it's
She
gone.
had to step out. I
Yeah.
just want to say, don't forget to go to the Fun of Your Own line on all of their behalfs. Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good, safe Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Tuesday. Bye
Bye.
bye.